A very good evening, our friends, well wishers, book lovers, speakers, authors. Thanks for making this session possible again. As ever, we have two good books to share with you. 99% of your thoughts are useless. Do you agree with this? William James, once a leading psychologist in America and one of the founders of the philosophical school of pragmatism, put it best. A great many people think they are thinking when they are merely rearranging their prejudices. Pragmatism believes that the mind is a tool. Your mind should work for you, not against you. People who does not master their mind do not believe it's possible. Think Straight reveals the recipe for taking control of your mind so you can improve your life, career, relationships, and business. And let me introduce our special guest today. Ms.Pankhuri Jain is presently working as an academic associate in globally renowned Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, India, and has 2.5 years of exposure to management concepts and different trends in business. She did her post graduation in business administration from MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Bangalore. An aspiring blogger and ardent reader, she reads books ranging from fictions to business strategies. She will be giving a review on Think Straight by Darius. Welcome, Pankuri, on to e-Bookery platform.
Thank you so much, Anil, and thank you so much for organizing this amazing event where I can actually talk about the books that I read and also how it has impacted my learning over the time. So let me just share my slides. Is everyone able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So this was one of the books that I just stumbled upon, and it kind of the title of the book itself quite attracted me. As in, what is this book all about? As in, how it's like just different. So I would just share a thought which is also there in the book, which is like one of the most important quotes given by Robert Greene. So here he is actually appreciating that how powerful our mind is, our brain is in fact, and it can process literally any information that we receive from any literally any source. But there is one problem. We as humans really don't know how to use our brains. We are the ones who are actually controlled by our own thoughts, which makes us go through a range of emotions. We might feel stressed out, we might feel depressed. So this book actually is entirely about that. We need to just calm ourselves down and think straight, as in that we need to think about those thoughts which can actually give us a purpose, which can actually help us in achieving our goals. So the entire book is actually based upon the school of pragmatism, which is proposed by William James. So here he gives this very powerful quote which says, if you can change your mind, you can actually change your life. So the entire summary of this book is just summarized here in the title, from chaos to clarity. We can just take a situation, like I can take my own experience that I stay in Hyderabad for my work purposes, and luckily for now I have an accommodation. But when I was in the pandemic, there were like situations where I might have to vacate my accommodation because there aren't people. They left all to their hometown since it's work from home and everything. So and I had to go actually back to Hyderabad since the school had reopened and we had to like manage everything in the campus. So here I was in the thought process that if will I get a new place, it will be like I don't know what will I do. I have so much stuff. Where will I carry it? How it will go? But here we need to calm down and think that how I can like sort myself out. Maybe I can just go to a friend's place and keep my all stuff there. I can take my friends around. I can contact them. I can reach out to them for the accommodation and how we can go. So this is the entire summary that goes that when situations do go tough, we end up blaming ourselves. Our thoughts become quite chaotic. It's a mess. We don't know what are we going to do. We are not able to process like how things will go. So the way out is to think that one straight thought that has a single purpose. So in my experience, which I say that my was to find a solution to the problem, which is to find a new accommodation and how I can make it easier for myself. And this picture pretty much summarizes everything, which says that this is how our thoughts look and how we can make it much more clear. Before we go on to how like we can go and make our thoughts sorted, we can just go a bit back on a very brief history of thinking, right from the time where Socrates and Rene Descartes actually came up with thinking. And Socrates always said that I know nothing. Even though he was termed as the wisest man, he always said that he knew nothing. And Rene Descartes made a very powerful statement, which is I think I am. The reason why I exist is because I'm able to think. But the entire this concept of pragmatism and how we should think was brought up by William James, which is also in the school of pragmatism. So thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. It's said by Henry Ford. Life is not linear. We all know for a fact that life is not linear. We always think that I want to have a very happy life post retirement. So for that, I'll have to just get a job and I have to just earn money, right? But that's really not how that goes. We actually go like we might have to take a lot of detours. Actually, we might have to switch from one job to another. We will be having a phase where we get married, or we are into like getting with our family. We are building our family and everything. So we do take a lot of detours along the line of achieving that one goal, which is to have a happy life at the end. So things often don't go according to the plan in order to achieve our goals. We really need to think of the backup plans in case if one idea didn't work. And this is something that works in a quite of like the situations where okay, we are thinking about something like this product. What if it doesn't work? Maybe we can put up something else, or we can come up with a different prototype. And this picture pretty much summarizes it all, that we always think you can see a like very gray line there which says that this is how we think that we need to just reach to that goal. But the way to reach that goal is actually much more tougher because our life is obviously not linear. The next thing is connect the dots. So connecting the dots here means if you like build up a complete visualization of your idea, you need to be able to connect the dots by forming those dots in your brain. So that basically means that you will be learning along the process, we will make mistakes, and then we can connect the dots in order to reach to that goal. As in how we can bring up those dots together, we can figure that okay, this I did something back and it makes sense now, so maybe I can just work in that direction to reach to my goal. So Steve Jobs had actually put this up very in concise manner that you really can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. The most important when it comes to thinking is filtering our own thoughts. Our brain is so powerful that it can process any information, but actually the information in the world is just like way too much. We have too much to process. So we also tend to, like, try to filter that information, take only that information which is useful for us. And in the process of taking that, filtering that information, we often come up with shortcuts where we're like, okay, let's just skip the longer route and we'll just go with this, we can just do something or like that. So the term which is basically coined for this is called heuristics. And heuristics basically say that there are a lot of methods which you can use. So the major methods that people say, one is trial and error, but trial and error really isn't that pragmatic, or I wouldn't say it's that helpful also at one end, because you can't just keep on doing trial and error every time till the rest of your life. At the end of the day, you might not even end up finding your happiness, even though that is a good method, but still it's like just too long and to waste your time on. The second heuristics that people talk about is familiarity. So familiarity basically says that this is something that happened in the past, I did in the past, and will give me good results even in the future also. So that is something that doesn't make sense, because the dynamics change every single day. We wake up in a new world every single day. We just get to see something new almost every day. So that familiarity aspect really doesn't work there. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it can just, it can just be like that. How you can, that you can just restricting ourselves, and because of the heuristic aspects, we often tend to be scared of trying new things, or often we tend to be scared of novelty. So the main idea of pragmatism is true is what works. Before going on, you can just ask this question to yourself: when you're faced with decision, will the outcome of a decision change the way I live? So we can just take an example that I want to switch to, I'm just tired of my job and I want to switch to business. I can start a new restaurant, or I can start a new school or something. So if I do it, what will be the outcome, whether it is going to impact the way I live? So that is something we need to really think upon. This is something that we think like almost every time. What if I fail? What if I get too sick? I really don't want to be alone. People will be thinking that I'm a loser, I have not achieved anything in my life. This is something that we think like almost every time. The answer to this is stop thinking. We really need to stop thinking. But here's a point: we can't get rid of these thoughts. The main essence here is you can't get rid, we cannot control our consciousness. We can only control our, like, we can only control our mind for having good thoughts, but this is something we really can't get rid of. We will have them at one point or the other. We cannot control our consciousness. So it is better to be aware that okay, these thoughts might come up there, and acknowledge them that yes, they will be there at one point. And then we can decide that what will we ignore, what we can give importance to. Like, let's say example that people will think I'm a loser. Okay, I might be a loser, but what will I do to just use it to my advantage, and what will I do to go ahead and just be excellent in my in my work, or in my personal life also. Inside your control versus outside your control, this chapter in the book actually gives the basis of the entire book, which is the main intention also. The idea here is to differentiate between the useful and the useless thoughts. There are a lot of things that we have in our control, there are a lot of things that we don't have in our control. But the rule of thumb here is only think about the things that you can control. There, because honestly, there are very, very few things that you can control in your life. So 99% of the thoughts, just you can eliminate it, because these are not really in your control. So what are useless thoughts basically? So the useless thoughts basically are those thoughts which are really not in your control and also will not be giving you a purpose or will not solve, and they do not have a purpose, I would say. Don't trust your mind and look at the facts. So pragmatism kind of relies on the facts, that we need to see the facts and how strong they give the concreteness to our thoughts. They so at the end of the time we need to avoid as much as we can making decisions based on beliefs, obvious logics, and science. Now, why do I say science here? Because even scientists are honestly humans and they do come up with thoughts which are based on their own assumptions. So it might not work for us. So try to avoid assumptions as much as you can when you're thinking about it. Maybe try to cling on the facts. We can see that how like strong evidence it gives to our thoughts. But are facts always true? They are not really true. Facts are something that we are just like they are just published. Even they are sometimes based on assumptions. So it cannot be true always. We ultimately rely on our interpretations of reality, as in the real world, how do we see and how we can think, like how we can work around, how we can come up with solutions. The first reaction of ours is usually outdated. We need to take our time to think. It's okay even if you take a day or two extra in any sort of decision. So if you come up with a decision, like if a question that how about we go for how about we go for this job, you can have both sides, the pros and cons, but you cannot just go on impulse. That's okay, it looks like that this job is going to pay me more money, so I'll just go right away. No, you need to stay, take a day or two extra, that think that whether this will really help in my growth, one. Second, whether the work culture, how is it? So you can just go and ask around people that how the work culture there is, and it's okay to take time. It's also okay to say I don't know. It doesn't make you dumb, it just makes you more human. Sometimes we don't really have answers to everything, but and it's completely okay to say I don't know. So this picture here is basically says that, and it will give the entire essence for the next part also. No more quick decisions and release your mind. So the no more quick decisions, that's what I talked about, that it's we need not go on how what others say, what are our gut, what others say, how they want us to think about it. We can take a step back and take time to think. Overall, if you see here that learning and development, which we will also realize that learning and development of our own thoughts and even the way we think, it happens in stages. We need to get through a wall before we move to the next phase. So if I summarize the entire process, so we can just say that okay, right now I have learned how to try to avoid assumptions. We cannot just be a pragmatic thinker right away. First we need to try to believe, try to look out for the assumptions. Then we need to organize our thoughts that okay, this is the situation, I need to just focus on one, and that happens in stages, that does not really happen overnight. Draw your thoughts. This is something that we even in business, even like in management or any work profile you can take, this is the main thing that we rely on to draw your thoughts. The picture that you see is actually from Leonardo da Vinci's one of the notebooks, where he actually drew about his concepts and how the things are going to work. Drawing actually frees your mind from constant verbalization. The drawings, even when in the older times, when the cave age times where we didn't really exist, we always communicated through images. That and even the story building, what people used to engrave on the caves, what was through like drawings and all. So this is with the intention of how you can visualize your idea. Money rules is one of the, so here the author actually talks about that what money rules he kept in order to get himself sorted. Money rules can change from person to person. You just need to remember one thing, that money is something that is replaceable. Even if you spend it, you can build it back again. But that's not the case with time. Once it's gone, it's gone. You need to preserve that time for the useful thinking, rather than thinking on those things which are really not helpful for you. So the here it is, the main the other ways which can go, that you need not try to think your ways out of every situation. It can happen that some situations will, at a later point, it will get resolved, but you need not to just go after it, that no, I want to get this resolved. It will take time, so it's okay even if you're not able to resolve it there. Be unconventional, that is to think outside of the box. If you see in the image here, usually we see that we have to like go to the center of the maze to get the prize, but actually if you see, the prize is outside of the box. So how will you reach to that prize which is not really in the maze? Do not ask why did I mistake, or why was I lazy in responding to emails, why was I like this, why was I like that. It just happens. We can instead think about how we can overcome those challenges. Okay, I made a mistake in the email, I made a mistake in doing a particular work, so I will just learn from it. Okay, and I will just try to avoid it the next time, and will double check my emails, or will double check like the things before, how I can go ahead. In overall, don't have regrets in your life. It's, you just say that you only live once, so you, whatever you do, just follow your strongest desires. You need not have regrets in your life, because regrets do make you feel stressed out. You just feel like, okay, I haven't done this, I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling depressed. Instead, think it that whatever I have done happened for good, and I have no regrets about it. What is the ultimate goal behind all this? Why so much of the knowledge about how we should think, why we should think? So the ultimate goal here is the inner peace. We need to have that inner peace or inner calm. We have to like say stay calm in most of the situations. We do tend to become impulsive, we do tend to become impatient. This, the way we think, the book intends to change the way we think, is only to make ourselves much more calm, and make our thoughts organized, to also control our mind. And so that is basically the mastery of the mind, that we need to control our mind to control our thoughts. So meditation is one way. So meditation, not like the usual way where we sit and we just fold our legs, close our eyes. We can meditate even just by walking, even when we are just doing some work. We just need to have one of your thoughts, just sit down with it, observe it, that how it has unfolded, how it was going, and then you can just ignore it. This is one of the famous quotes that I would say: conquer yourself rather than the world. It all comes down to this. If you're able to control your mind, if you're able to control your thoughts, you're out there to conquer the world. You, even if you're not able to, it's okay, because you have, you will have, there will be a point where you will not have any regrets, and you will be like that, I have lived my life. So the, in what were my opinions on this book? So this book actually comes up with a disclaimer, which I'll also repeat, that if you want to inculcate those learnings what you get from this book, you need to have an open mind. If you don't have one, you won't get anything in your head. And the book kinds of builds on how your thought process work. It actually relates at the way you think and how you can just overcome it. So there are a lot of personal experiences, a lot of images that makes you get the entire book in a summary, that okay, this is how he was thinking and how things were unfolding. So this was actually one of those books that I really really liked, and I want to read it like again for the second time, and I will be reading it again and again. So that's all from my side. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Pankhuri, Jain. It was an excellent review.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. And I think the meaning of your name, Pankhuri, is soft petal.
Yeah.
Petal? Yes.
Yeah.
So your voice as well as the way you present it, everything matches your name also. And it was a good review. Thank you so much. You explained everything in a very nice way. And yes, you are right. We have to train ourselves to think straight. There are lots of messages, especially during this pandemic. There are lots of messages in the WhatsApp as well as in the news,
Yeah.
negative messages actually. So we have to avoid all those thinking. We always overthink about what will happen next. What if as Anil had put it in the chat box, what if we always think that we have to think positively for everything. And yes,
Yes,
that is
yes,
it.
yes, Sindhu. You rightly put it over the Pankhuri. Your slides and your presentation and your easy way or a conversational tone of taking it through was fabulous.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You live or we live once. Zindagi na milegi dobara. Whatever we buy from a store, it has a production date and it has an expiry date on it.
Yeah.
We know our production date, but we don't know our expiry date. So wherever or how far we live, be happy and cheerful, have no regrets. Whatever happens for the best. Fantastic, Pankhuri. I really like the way how you put it over here. Change your mind, change your life. Even I was advocating the same thing, the beginning of our presentation, change your mind and change your life, and educating the mind. That is what we all have to do. Thinking is the hardest, connecting the dots and trial and error method, which you explain. Yes, that is the best method, trial and error, but it's very luxury, it's very expensive. And the dynamic changes of the world, yesterday's solution wouldn't help us today. And another slide, I really liked it.
As
What if
Shwetha is back now. I think her conference is over, so she can take on from now. I think. Shwetha, hi, hello, good evening.
Hi,
Hello,
Glad to see
Sindhu
you.
ma'am.
Shweta.
How are you?
Happy
Yes.
to have you here, Shweta.
Thank
Anyhow,
you so
our
much.
first presentation was over. I mean, you missed a great chance. I mean,
Yes,
I'm sure
yes,
that one
yes.
you would take it from the recording.
Yeah,
Pankhuri
definitely.
has
I'll
done a
watch the show. Yes.
fantastic job.
Yes.
Really liked it. Pankhuri, the last one which I want to mention over here, as you said, it needs a guts to say I don't know or no. People, they normally think that only feeble mind would say that, I don't know about it, but only the strong mind can say that I don't know or no. Amazing, Pankhuri. I'm sure that what many would be having their own ideas to share over here. Can I get someone voluntarily here to say a few words or to chip in your points here?
Yeah, it was a fabulous presentation, Pankhuri.
Thank you.
And just to add on, I would like to say there are 5 types of thought thinking. Like one is toxic, the other is negative, the third one is neutral, and the fourth one is positive, and the fifth one is elevated thoughts. So how can you attain a peaceful state? You can attain a peaceful state by replacing your negative thoughts by elevated thoughts. And what are elevated thoughts? Elevated thoughts are which you consciously create on your own. That I am peaceful, I am strong, I am enjoying best of health. So in present COVID times, we have to do a lot of elevated thinking where we consciously create those affirmations for ourselves, where we can keep ourselves happy and the people around us happy. By asking the question, are we a part of the solution or are we part of a problem? So are we contributing to the society by volunteering, by adding value, or just by complaining the government, the people, how the things are moving? So just what we need to ask ourselves right now, I think so is, are we a part of the solution or are we part of the problem? Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely, Roli ma'am. Many ways, I could connect this point to what Stephen Covey explained in his book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, the circle of concern and circle of influence. Right, Rolly ma'am?
Right.
I'm sure that when everyone would agree on it to that particular point. Yes, thank you so much, Rolly ma'am, for chipping in that 5 points over here. Suresh sir, are you there?
I have a question actually. So
Please, sir.
you your thoughts. That's what the
Only we heard he had a question and after that he drowned.
Can I just ask you, can I just speak something?
Yeah, please, Gita ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah, one thing, Pankhuri, I'm really very happy that such a at such a young age you were talking about Aristotle and Socrates, and you were talking about Leonardo da Vinci, about whom I had read in my fine arts and also in literature. One thing is there that in olden days, one thing I should like to say you, that Aristotle, who was a student of Socrates, as you know it, that they were in the such a stage in those days. They used to be the philosopher, they used to be the scientists, they used to be the historians, they used to be on the whole soul self, they were the genius self, they were on the, but in these days, we have the segments, one is engineer, another one is a historian, one is good, one is perfect in his literature, prophecy, which is everything has been now segmented. Okay, the knowledge has been segmented. Now this philosophy, as we just say that it has come, into diversified. This has been diversified in this modern Sputnik age. Like one is an engineer, another one is a doctor. In those days, Socrates was a doctor also. He was a philosopher. He was a historian. He was an artist like Leonardo da Vinci. He was a scientist. He was a good artist. He was a philosopher. He had written the books, and whatever the illusions came in his mind, in the whole one day, the whole night, he had painted the whole roof of the church. That he was a fantastic, magnetic painter. He was called as Leonardo da Vinci. So one thing it's there that yes, one thing that I was very much about the ultimate goal, your impulsive, that the practical thing is that the impulsive, impatient, and to control our conscience. We can control our thoughts, but we cannot control our conscience. See, there are two ways. One is a goal that takes us towards our aim. For example, one wants to be a scientist, another wants to be an engineer, another wants to be a doctor, whatever are their desires. Another thought is, which is very, very social, and you cannot avoid that too, like the social life that he's leading with the neighbors, with his family, bringing up his family. This also he cannot avoid. So there are two kinds of the thinking that goes on in our mind. One is which is going to take us towards our impulsiveness, that is our passion, which is towards making something which is going to make us very famous, going to make us very popular in our own field. And we feel that we are going to attain success and attain perfection in that, like an artist or a singer or a dramatic. Another life is that he's leading at his home, at his social life. There are two diversions, like an artist, now the filmmakers, they are artists, they have led, they have shown their dramatism, they have shown their perfection on the movies like Amitabh Bachchan. On the other hand, he may be going for the COVID patients, he may be collecting the funds, and he may be quite, this is also something very positive.
Great,
This you
great,
cannot.
great,
Nice. So, Gita
great
ma'am,
idea. Thank you so much, Gita
This
ma'am.
is also positive. That is also positive. And if you are also if we are diverting your attention towards your family, doing that is also positive. If you are looking after your son, your daughter
Absolutely,
who has
absolutely,
that, this is
absolutely true
also
that, ma'am.
positive. So you cannot avoid that too. So
True,
Whatever
true,
that's
we
the
do
true.
with a
thing.
clear heart got a clear mind, I think everything is positive.
Yes,
Simple.
yes,
Exactly. Thank
everything.
you. Thank you,
That's
Gita ma'am.
Thank you.
Gita ma'am, thank you so much. You have explained it that with the eloquence and the authenticity of a speaker. Soma Sajivan sir has just arrived over here. He might have thought that you are the speaker of the day. Anyhow, thank you so much, Gita ma'am. Wonderfully done.
thank you.
It's a time for us to move on to the next speaker. Pankhuri, once again, you have done a fantastic job. And we all are jealous of you, the way how you have done it. Anyhow, it's a time that we need to call Anil Thomas G over here again to welcome the next speaker of the day, Michael. Yes, Anil Thomas G, please.
Thank you, Niyaz. Thank you, Pankhuri. It was a wonderful book review again. Very cool, very calm, and absolutely brilliant book review. Now, what can I say about Michael Baptiste? A great friend of mine for a very long time. Founder of High Ticket Freedom, international speaker, is a very sought after speaker. Reviewing his own book, High Ticket to Freedom. Let him talk about his own book. Welcome on to e-Bookery International platform, Michael.
All right. And please let me know, can you hear me A-okay? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me.
Absolutely fine. All good.
All right. Wonderful. Well, look, thank you everyone for allowing me this opportunity. I first off want to give the credit to Anil for inviting me on. He's one of my friends, and I appreciate you, brother, for allowing me to come on and share with your people all over the world. This is great. And I definitely want to give the credit back to Pankhuri. I hope I don't think I said your name properly. Forgive me.
Pankhuri Jain.
Yeah,
okay.
Correctly.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got it right. That was important. That was important. You did a great job, and I just want to give you the credit for that.
Thank you so much.
Yes. You're welcome. As I sat here listening, I'm like, wow, man, this is such a great presentation. I'm not prepared as she is. This is so great. But you know what? I'm going to step up. I'm going to be myself, and hopefully I can deliver some value, and I can inspire and motivate you today with what I'm going to share. So, and I also want to give the credit to Nias. I hope I said your name right. Hope I didn't say it too wrong. Yes, I want to give the credit because you're doing an amazing job facilitating. So just want to give the credit to the team and also the prior speaker. You guys all are doing great. So excited to be here. And as Anil mentioned, I am going to be talking about my book today. Again, I don't have a great, fantastic presentation like she does, but I do have a story I want to share with you. And it's my story that led me to actually writing this book, as well as the other 3 books that I've written as an author. So most speakers you hear about, most of them have dreams, right? And for me, just like everybody who's on here right now, I had dreams. I'm sure you have dreams too. But the question always comes up, what do you do when your dreams die? Yeah, no, this is an actual question. Like, what do you do when the thing you've been dreaming about in your mind and in your heart, it just, it just dies? What do you do? Do you find another way? Do you take another route? Do you just quit, give up, and go back to where you started from? Or do you create a new dream and go for something else? You see, I grew up to a single mother, a teenage mother, while my father was in prison. There was gangs in my neighborhood. There was drugs. There was crackheads. There was all of this stuff happening in my community. My dream was literally to survive to see 18 years old because of how many people were getting murdered and going off to jail, right? So for me, I had a dream not only to survive, but at some point to get older and to see the world, travel the world. This was my dream from a very young age, and also to make it out of poverty, if you will. So I realized that I needed to do something with my life, and I couldn't just be just a regular person. So what did I do? In high school, I discovered basketball, and I started playing basketball, and one thing led to another, and I eventually got a scholarship to college where I made it out of my community, out of the projects of Miami, and I actually earned this scholarship. But after getting to this new school, it just wasn't a good fit for me. And eventually I dropped out of college. Well, when I dropped out of college, I was the first person in my family to actually make it to college. And then here I am, I drop out of college. Now, I didn't drop out for no reason. I dropped out because I had 2 knee surgeries. I actually injured myself really bad 2 times, and I was on crutches. I was in a wheelchair, and I had to get surgery. And when I got surgery, that was when my dreams died. If you remember, I asked you that question before, right? I had a dream to make it out of this neighborhood, and I did through basketball. But one wrong decision led to me dropping out of college and going right back to that environment. So here I am. Now I'm depressed. I'm 20. What was that? I'm 20 years old, right? I just came out of my second knee surgery. I'm depressed. I don't want to live. I don't want life anymore. If I can't play basketball, my life is worthless. At least this is what I was thinking. It's sad, but I was really thinking, man, maybe I should commit suicide. Maybe I shouldn't live anymore. Maybe I don't have a purpose to be alive anymore if I'm not going to play basketball, right? Here's what happened for me. As I was out of school and I was depressed, somebody asked me if I would train kids to play basketball. Well, I started training kids on how to play basketball better, saying maybe if this is not for me, I can help share with others. That led to me discovering my passion for coaching. And I realized I love coaching. I want to help others, but I realized this wasn't going to be the way. I needed to do it in a more automated way. So that began a search for trying to figure out how I could do this coaching thing, but do it with more automation. And then I got back into school at Florida Memorial University, but while there, I knew basketball wasn't going to be the way. And so I actually discovered digital marketing. Now, when I discovered digital marketing, my whole life changed because I made money literally like in my first 10 minutes. It was 10 minutes? Yeah, my first 10 minutes of trying, I made $20. Now, for me, this was incredible. It was life-changing. For some people, that first $1 million is life-changing. For me, that first $20 was life-changing because I realized if I can make 20, I can make 200, I can make 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, 2 million, and so forth, right? So that began my journey to digital marketing. And so I'll tell you this part of my story because this leads up to how I actually got into what I'm going to be talking about now with the book that I've written. So after a few months of doing digital marketing myself, I realized I had some skills. So I began to ask my mentor at the time, hey, do you know anybody who actually needs like digital marketing work? You know anybody who needs what I have? He thought about it for a moment. He's like, I got somebody. So he refers me to a luxury automobile dealership in Miami, Florida. And this luxury automobile dealership, we talked, we negotiated, and I walked away with a deal. The deal was if I could sell one of their cars on the internet, or if I could send them enough leads to where they close the cars, they pay me a commission. Now, I didn't have a website. I didn't have any money. I had nothing but an idea and a desire in my heart to succeed in my life, right? So out of nowhere, I said, okay, let me figure this out. So I went on Craigslist, I put a funnel together, I wrote an ad, and then I would have people call me, right? And then after they called me, I would just talk, and eventually no sales came for maybe about 2 months? Yeah, about 2 months. No, was it 2? Yeah. Somewhere in that neighborhood, somewhere around 2 months, right? So I realized, man, this isn't working. I need to change. I need to make it better. So I write a sales script to sell these people on the phone, right? So I get on the phone, generating leads for the luxury automobile dealership, get the leads, talk to the leads, send them to him, and then eventually they close the lead. Now, at the time, they closed one of these sales for about $50,000. So at the time, that was my biggest seller ever. And I realized, wow, man, I got something with this, like with being able to sell high ticket. Like I was in my dorm rooms and out of nowhere, I was able to make this happen. And that is what sparked my desire to go the route of figuring out how to actually and effectively sell high ticket products and services on the internet. So I don't want to bore you, but I just wanted to give you a piece of my story so you know who I am, why I'm here, and a little bit of the background as to why I wrote this book. Now, there's a lot of other accomplishments that I've had. I'm not going to get into them, but I actually want to show you my book here. So let me. Okay. All right. So let me see. Can I share the screen here? I don't know if I can share this screen. Okay. So as we're going to share the screen, I'll just let you know a little bit more about where this experience also comes from. Okay. Anil, please let me know if I can share the screen.
Sure. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. I can share. Okay, great. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a beautiful presentation, but I do have the book that I wrote here called The High Ticket Freedom Master Guide. Now, this is the master guide to secure high-paying clients, okay, and create the ultimate lifestyle business. That's the title of the book and the subtitle. And so without going into the whole thing, because as you can see, this book's 194 pages. I'm not going to go into it all. But I do want to go into some of the table of contents just to tell you about it. I'll summarize what's in it, and I'll also share some tips, some valuable insights that you can use for your business, in regards to marketing, sales, and different things related to digital marketing. So in this book that I wrote called The High Ticket Freedom Master Guide, we begin with an introduction, And then the first thing is the genesis of high ticket. So what is this? So this is where I actually share my story of how I got into high ticket. I just shared it with you right now, but that's how I got started. And then I was very fortunate along my journey that I actually found mentors. And one of my mentors, Miss Ann McNeil, I mean, this woman is extremely, extremely successful. And she's mentored several people to become, I mean, some people have become 100 millionaires, and she's even mentored one person to become a billionaire. And this is somebody who's selling, some massive high ticket products and services at some high levels with some corporate, top Fortune 100 corporate clients. Long story short, she mentored me and she taught me all of the game, all of the secrets, all of the gems. And so after applying this information myself and helping clients that I was working with get results, I decided, you know what, let me take my knowledge and let me actually package it. And that's where this book came about. So the first chapter dives into that introduction. The next chapter talks about why high ticket. So just for a show of hands, who here is an entrepreneur? Like, just let me see. You can type, you can put raise hand or like type it in the comments, just so that way I can see who here is an entrepreneur. Do we got any entrepreneurs here? Anybody that sells their own products and services? Okay. All right, good, cool. So we have a few people in here that do. So if you know anything about business, there's two types of transactions, right? There's subscription-based transactions where there's a recurring payment being paid, such as Netflix, Hulu, things like that, right? And then there's a transactional type of payment where it's a one-time payment. One of the things that I've learned from my mentors is that if you're going to be in business, it's best to focus on either those subscription payments, or if we're going to do transactional payments, you either want to do mass volume. If you're doing low ticket, meaning like, inexpensive items, you want to have a large volume of them being sold in order to succeed. Or you can have a smaller volume of products being sold, but sell it at a higher ticket price point. So chapter 2 dives into why high ticket. What are some of the differences between selling a lower ticket product versus a high ticket product? And what are some of the reasons why, in my opinion, it can be more valuable to work with higher ticket clients at a smaller group of clients, but you're able to deliver more value to them. Not only can you deliver more value, but you're able to give them everything that they need in order to succeed or get that specific result. You can dedicate more manpower, labor, capital, all the things necessary to help that client succeed. On top of that, you can deliver a better experience for these people, because some people just want a great experience. You can also deliver the results that people are after, because again, you have so much more that you can put towards getting people results. A lot of times people don't even want some of these things. They just want to be around you. So selling higher ticket products allows you to create a community around you where you're the focus, you're the expert, if that's something you're interested in. Another reason why high ticket is a great way to go is because you just get to work with higher quality people. I've worked with some clients that have done some incredible things for me from, there's a whole list of things I can go on about the many clients I work with that have sent me gifts, taking me on trips, done this and that for me, just because they're satisfied with the work that I do for them. So for me, I've always noticed that you usually work with higher quality people at the higher ticket level. So chapter 2 dives into all of that and much more. Chapter 3, I call it the high ticket windfall. So this is basically talking about why it's important for you or the reader, if you're serious about business and serious about succeeding, to really consider adding in high ticket products and services to your offers. I have some clients, they come with an idea and they take this idea, they wrap some nice branding and packaging around it. They go out there and market it to the world, and they're able to successfully grow their business because they're making more dollars per transaction with every client coming into their business. You see, it's much easier to work with one person at, let's say, $3,000 than it is to work with 3,000 people at $1. You know what I mean? Like, there's more management to talking and communicating to 3,000 people versus there is with that one person. So, adding in high ticket allows you to create those massive windfalls in your business. Now, chapter 4 is the system laid out. So this is where I basically walk you through the actual system that I teach my clients. And it's really simple. I'll share it with you right now. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to waste your time and play games. I want to give you some real goods you can walk away with. So the system laid out, it's the standard that you may see with internet marketing, where it begins with an advertisement, a marketing message, a marketing campaign, a flyer, a banner, something where it stops you in your tracks, and it makes you pay attention. Like, hey, wait, what is that over there? You know what I mean? Like you're scrolling on Facebook and then you see an ad and then you click it, right? That's the first step in this actual system is we need to get the attention and the eyeballs of your target market to click the advertisement or to take the next step in this process. So once they take the next step in this actual system, we want to create, most people call it a landing page or a squeeze page, right? Me personally, because I like to just create my own stuff, I call it a give and go page. Now, if you remember, I played basketball. The give and go was one of the most effective plays because the defense just can't stop it. Basically, someone passes you the ball, right? And they cut to the basket, you pass it back to them, and they make an easy basket. So it's the same in this situation. You want to give people some form of a free gift, free training. It could even be a free course, okay, to offer them value, to show them what you have, to demonstrate your expertise up front. And then after you demonstrate that expertise, then is when they'll be more comfortable making a buying decision with you. So we have to have a landing page or a give and go page, as I call it, that's designed to take people's take people's information and give them a free gift. Now, the next step in that process involves some sort of a free gift, as I mentioned, a free training, a free course, a free ebook, you name it, something to where you're giving them value. They can receive that value on their own time. And then at the end of that value, whatever it is, you offer them another step to keep working with you. So that's really the process. Like, I don't want to make it more complicated than that. It's really, really simple. And there's a way to sell higher ticket products on the phone, and there's a way to do it automated. So one of the things that I do in this book is I just share, look, here's two ways to go about it. We teach our clients how to get on the phone and do it. And we also teach our clients how to do it with automation. But the phone, getting on the phone is a way that I started. It's a way that worked for me, and it still works in 2021, even with the whole, C-19 and everything that's happening in the world. Like, this process still works for us and our clients. So then chapter 5 is called Give and Take on Automated Steroids. So there is a universal law that is known as why does it slip me the actual name of it? But basically, it's the idea of give and take, right? Give and receive, okay? And the more that you give into the market, the more that you give into the world, even if it's not from the individuals that you give to, you're going to receive from somewhere else. Something will say, hey, this individual has been giving, let me give something in return. And I talk about this because I firmly believe that we must give. We must, be the type of people that go out and give first, because when we do that, then we're part of the solution. In the last talk, our last speaker, she mentioned, are you a part of the problem or the solution? So I believe that in order to help my clients win, and also in order to make this world better, that I must be a part of the solution. So what does that mean? I must be at the front, and I must lead, and I must give first, right? So this chapter talks about how to do that, how to give to people and give, and then automatically you're going to receive, because it's a part of this process that's proven. So the reason I say on automated steroids is because this basically walks you through how to automate the entire process, what's involved in automating it, and then how to actually grow it and scale it with automation, which is why I say automated steroids. And then chapter 6, we move into the 1.79 billion per month secret. This is basically using Facebook advertising or Facebook marketing to grow your business. Now, obviously, there's over 2 billion people per month on Facebook. So this number 1.79 is not this, today per se, but essentially I walk you through the ways that we use Facebook ads and the ways to use Facebook ads to get clients. I share what it is that we do, because Facebook works. Like, it's, I'm very grateful. I just have to say this, Anil, I'm very grateful for you. And I'm very grateful for Facebook, because Anil and I met through one of my clients on Facebook. And I met my client on Facebook, you know what I mean? So the great thing about Facebook is that it connects us from all over the world. Like right now, as I'm talking, you're listening to the sound of my voice, right? You can hear me right now, right? I'm originally from Miami, Florida, but right now I'm in Thailand. Like, I'm in Thailand, and I've been living and traveling for the last 4 years. I've been traveling full time around the world because I have a system in place that allows me to be anywhere around the world and still earn and still work and still be able to live the life that I choose, and to deliver at a high level to my clients that I work with. So that's chapter 6. Chapter 7 is called the selling situation shift. Now, a lot of people don't like sales. A lot of people are like, ew, I don't want to sell. You know, it's the funniest thing. But then I'm like, hey, look, you don't like to sell. I get it. You don't want to sell. But here's the truth. Everything in your life was sold to you. The shirt you have on your chest right now, somebody sold it to you. You saw a marketing campaign of like people were dressed in the latest fashion or whatever it was. And you said, I'm going to buy that type of clothing. You saw a movie and you said, you know, I want that I saw in the movie. Everything is sales, right? Even when a baby who doesn't speak English or you know, Punjabi or Thai or Mandarin or Spanish or any of these languages, when a baby can't speak any language, what does it speak? Right? So imagine, like, I just want you to visualize this, because I want to shift the way people see sales, right, as something that's part of human life. When a baby's crying and the parent can't figure out, why is it crying? I don't know. And it, right? The mom will walk in there and she'll grab the pacifier and put it in his mouth, and the baby will, right? And then they'll grab the food and then try to put the food in the baby's mouth. The baby will spit it out, right? And then eventually the mom will grab the bottle and put the bottle in the baby's mouth, and the baby will stop crying. What just happened? That baby, without using a single word of English, Mandarin, or any language, that baby sold that mother on getting it the bottle. You see what I'm saying? So what's the point here? My point is that sales, it's a part of our primitive nature and a part of our primitive makeup. Is to sell to get what we want. I mean, even on the playground with little kids, a kid says, hey, I'll give you one of my red candies if you give me a sip of your soda. Sure. I'm just using these examples so you can see sales in a different light. Now, in chapter 7, I dig deep into this, into how sales work, how to shift the way you see sales to make it work for you and succeed for your company. And then going forward, okay, because, you know, sales is one thing, but then we got to talk about how to bring it all together, how to bring the whole system together, because I believe that we must take a holistic approach to success if we really want to experience a lot of success. So when we talk about pedal to the metal, this is basically me sharing how you can put it all together, how you can simply bring all of these steps together one by one. And then I share, you know, for those that are interested, how you can work with me, because obviously, you know, this is what I do. I help people with this type of information. But if you don't know, I know I've only shared just a bit about what I do. So I'm also a co-founder of a product called Banana Wave Banana Milk. And this is a non-dairy milk alternative beverage that we sell in grocery stores like Walmart, Whole Foods, H-E-B, and over, I think, like 4,000 stores around the United States and different countries. So I also have that experience working with high ticket clients at the corporate level, not just individual, but also at the corporate level. So you know, I should have said that before, but all of my experience is like literally just packed right here into this book of, you know, how do we do it? What are some steps you can take to do it? And we've worked with a lot of different clients across 12 countries, and we've helped a lot of people with this information, because it's, for number one, it's proven. It comes from my mentor, she's helped so many people achieve incredible success. 2, it came from my experience of doing it in the dorm rooms, doing it on the internet, you know, doing it in the boardroom with these corporate clients that we work with, like Walmart, Whole Foods, H-E-B, and these other Fortune 500 companies that are our clients for our beverage company now. And then I do it online, right? I've been doing it for many years, traveling and helping people and doing it myself, as well as doing it for other clients that I work with on the services side of our agency. So putting the pedal to the metal is like me bringing it all together and sharing how you can bring it all together after reading this. And so after that, then I go into some bonus articles and blog posts, you know, myths about high ticket sales, 3 ways to create programs for $25,000 or more. You know, what I learned after traveling to 5 cities in 5 weeks, as well as, you know, 5 things you must do to make Facebook ads work, even if you're new. So without going too much deeper into it, I just wanted to show you some of the chapters that are in this book and just summarize a few of them to give you some value. And now I'll get off of here, get off of that. Yes. And so the you know, I know that my time is it's coming up here, and I don't want to keep extending this, but I do want to leave you with a few points. Okay. If you haven't learned anything today, I just want you to just take away a few things today. Okay. Take away a few things today. This is one of them. The first thing I want you to take away is that It doesn't matter where you start in life. It doesn't matter where you're at right now today. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what happened 5 hours ago. It doesn't matter what happened 15 years ago, okay? None of that matters. Tomorrow, I don't know what's gonna happen. Next week, I still don't know what's gonna happen. 3 months from now, I don't know what's gonna happen. The past that we think about is only a memory. The future that we imagine and visualize, it's just that, it's just imagination. The real thing that's happening is now. This present moment is what's happening right now. You heard my story. You heard where I came from. If a person like me can come from absolutely like nothing, nothing, and go on in life to build companies that have, sold products to thousands of customers. If I can do it, you can do it. However, you can't do it by being in the past, and you can't do it by being in the future. You have to be right now. You have to be here. You have to be present. So if you didn't learn anything from that, like learn that from my stories that I focus on being present. I focus on the present moment, and I go forward to my vision of the future. The second thing I want you to take away from this is that when it comes to business and succeeding at a very high level with your business, either go for the subscription model, okay, where you're doing big volume at the subscription model like Netflix, Hulu, even think of like YouTube Premium, right? Amazon Prime. These companies have a subscription model for a lot of people, right? So you can go that route. One of our companies, we have the beverage product. It's a premium beverage product, but we do the big volume on that side of our company, right? The other thing is if you're going to go transactional, like one-to-one sales, I just recommend, because I've seen all of my students succeed way faster. Look at how you can get into high ticket sales, creating your own high ticket products, marketing high ticket affiliate products, meaning somebody else has a product that they sell. You offer to sell it for them and earn commissions as an affiliate by doing so that way. So yeah, that's the second thing I want to leave you with. And then this is the third thing, and I'm gonna get out because I know you're like, come on, Mike, I got stuff to do, man. I don't want to sit here and listen to you all day. I got you. We'll wrap it up. This is the final thing I want to leave you with. And this is one of my quotes that I share to really, really innovate a person's thought process, because nobody has probably asked you this question I'm about to ask you right now. What do you want people to say and remember about your life 200 years after you die? Will people remember your name and what you've done in your lifetime 200 years after you die? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not living your life today to leave a legacy today, what are you doing? Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to come and share. This is one of my dreams come true. Man, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anil. Thank you, Nias. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's my time, everybody. The floor is now open for questions.
Thank you, Mike. Wonderful.
Michael, that was really fantastic, Michael. What I remember that one time in his speech, he said, while I was in school, I was not at all a so studious person, but I had a friend who was really good at his studies. He really worked his way forward, and he became a proud employee or an engineer at Microsoft. And where I am now, I'm the founder of Microsoft. My name is Bill Gates. So your presentation has given us some lights on what is really matters in a life and what is the importance of learning the contemporary knowledge, learning what is going to be the new normal, anticipating and learning a new normal. Fantastic presentation, Michael. We really loved the way how you carried out the entire thing. And one thing that you said, I completely second that. Everyone who works on this planet of Earth is in a sales. No matter whether you are a doctor, engineer, or whatever the job, even if you are a teacher, even if you are a student, even if you are a little boy or a father or mother or wherever it is you are, even if you are an HR professional, you are in a sales. You are selling something. Fantastic presentation. I know that many people will be having plenty of things to share over here. Before I'm calling out these names, I know that Thomas sir is there and our regular faces are there. Can I have someone who is completely new on this platform, who has something new to share or who has something to appreciate the presentations that we had over here? Anybody?
Yes.
Where did I hear that? Yes. Who was that? The source,
Yes.
Prashanti? Are you the one?
Yes.
I'm the
All
one.
right.
Hi, Michael.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello,
Um,
hello, hello, Brashanti.
Yeah, thanks for that short yet insightful presentation. Uh,
You're
the
welcome.
real takeaway were your last words. Like in this age of information and there's so much of knowledge overflowing, but you made a very relevant point. Like what is the legacy you're going to leave behind 200 years from now? We're so much engrossed with so many things, we're not knowing where we are heading, what's the direction. There's a lot of confusion. But yeah, it's time to sit down and chart our own path and really know our destination, what we really want to do. And I think Pankhuri is here. And I even want to thank Pankhuri for bringing in so many insights through your talk about what we need to think, thinking straight. Like we need to, in this age, we need to declutter ourselves and as much as possible and focus only straight to the point, what is needed, and discard the unwanted things. That is so very important, so relevant in the present day of information and knowledge overflow. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Welcome. Thank you for sharing.
Prashanti. The heap of the books that we can see behind you, it says that you are another potential speaker for e-Bookery. And the calm and quiet and meditating voice of yours says that you are another potential meditator for us for the 5 a.m. club. Anyhow, thank you so much, Prashanti. You have done a fantastically well. I mean, thank you so much for contributing your points here. Yes, can we go on to somebody else who has something to share over here, who's an entrepreneur or who is in the sales or who loves to do the sales or who doesn't love to do the sales?
Yes. May I speak something?
Yes, Gita ma'am.
Yeah, I really loved Michael speaking so heart-throbbingly, to the heart. His expressions and everything was so, so meaningful, They were just penetrating into my mind and going up, and everything was so clear. And of course, even Pankhuri also spoke so well about whatever the content that she has written. They were the different one. And this one, the reality of the life that you have spoken to live, how one can change himself, how you changed your attitude, how you changed your path and took up to something else which could also be profitable to you, so practical in life, and which could be, you wanted to work for one person instead of working for 3,000 and earning not much and not getting and earning 3,000 better from one person. That was quite relevant point, which I really loved it. And of course, leaving behind a legacy, that was really fantastic, to do something in a way that you should leave behind an example for the people to come in the future, that they may set your example, or you may also leave behind certain thinking or the thoughts, or you have taken certain steps, like honesty, truthful, and this legacy which is left in the family, usually left in the group or to a company or to the family, leaving behind that the people, even after 200 years after, they would follow you and they would follow. Of course, we are following this kind of the method. It was fantastic. I really loved, Michael, your way of expression. Thank you
Thank you,
so
thank
much.
you,
So
thank you, Gita
practical.
ma'am. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
your appreciation and sharing your point of view over here. I would like to have a Camille Thomas. Camille, are you there? Camille Thomas. I just had a message from her that yes, it's powerful. Camille, are you there to talk?
Yes, I am. I'm
Yep.
hold on. I'm here making some banana bread while I'm listening. Um, but yes, it was very powerful. You know, a lot of the points that you made, just like the previous speaker said, you know, just that how are you spending your time is kind of where I get it. You know, you can concentrate on those that really bring you can add value to, that also bring value to you, you know, a few of them, or waste your time chasing a whole bunch of people that, you know, it's just not worth your time. That was very powerful. And then as well as the leaving a legacy, what type of legacy do you want to leave? You know, we've all had some challenges in our lives. A lot of people give up. They don't have a lot of examples of coming from nothing and then, you know, being able to shift their mindset to say that I can be whatever it is that I want to be. They don't know how to chase that dream, you know, once it's died, to revitalize it, to revive that dream and say, you know what, as long as I have life in my body, I still have a chance to live out my dream. So I think that that was very, very impactful, very powerful for me as well. And I always say, you know, my mom is 70 now. And as I'm on this growth journey, you know, just seeing her come to life and to start to put into action all of the things that she thought that she couldn't do because maybe of age, of whatever, and to see her come alive simply because of that mindset that it doesn't matter what happened, it doesn't matter how old you are. You know, if you have a dream, you have an idea, you can still make it come to fruition. So I think that's very, very important. You're never too old or your circumstances is never too dire to revitalize or, you know, give life back to your dream. So that was great, Michael. Thank you so much. And there was so many other nuggets, and I need to go get your book or something. But thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Camille. Yes, as long as you can inhale and exhale, you can put your dream into action. Fantastic. Yes. Camille, thank you so much for that. Yes, Samina, may I call Samina Barodwala, please?
Yes, yes. Okay, so good evening, everyone. I'm Samina here from 5 a.m. Yeah, hello. And love everyone's speech, though I missed the beginning when the first speaker was there. But Michael, what I loved about you is somewhat, you know, resembling to my life. I tell you, I started from being a salesperson in an educational company. And I did it for passion of knowledge for children, you know. But there's such a stigma in India for sales that, you know, and I was young at that time. People used to think, oh, here she comes. But I made a lot of friends and I was not interested in sales. I was more interested in getting the children to learn. Those who understood that benefited, those who didn't understand that insulted me. But I tell you today, I'm so proud and so happy that whatever I learned over there in that company with that boss has stood me in good stead till today. And whatever I am today, you know, yeah, in whatever sphere of life, today I'm an educationist, I'm a lecturer, I'm much more than that. But my entire thing started from sales, which I was never ashamed of. They tried a lot to make me ashamed. Even later they met me, you know, in years to come. They asked me one question. Hey, tell us one thing, Samina. Do you sell those encyclopedias still for the books? Or you don't? They were trying to, you know, pinpoint. And I said, yes, I did it for a long time. And I'm very happy that I was over there. I have learned a lot, whatever any university could not teach me. And I don't do it now, but whatever I am today, wherever you see me, my actual, the starting was from there. And they get so zapped and they think that instead we try to put her down. But, you know, she did not succumb to it. So the best part was, I never knew, but it just happened, like naturally, automatically. And today, whatever dreams and aspirations I have, of making it big as a TED speaker and other things, I feel that all my stemming of my thoughts, my desires, my wishes comes from there. And he used to have me on the stage, to speak up to the audience. And I told him, sir, I never prepare a speech because I speak impromptu. He said, no, but I want you to write and give it to me. He insisted twice and thrice. I got so fed up. I wrote and give it to him just to get rid of the pressurizing. But then when I went on stage and what I spoke was totally different from what I had written. And he says, you spoke so wonderfully from the heart. I said, yes, because I told you, I don't prepare my speech and go. It just, I look at the audience and I see their faces, their eyes. I make an eye contact. And this was no university that taught me. This was my love for knowledge and for books, and his training us, he used to get people from America and get us trained without any money. And at times he would take, and my sales were never up to the mark because I had a very young children I had, where I could not leave them and go for my sales. And he knew, I would never tell him in detail, but he said, no, Samina, you're invited. You don't have to pay. And you do not have to worry that I have not had my sales done. So sir is not going to invite me. So you please come. I said, how sweet of you. I never thought of that. So he says, no, I know the passion you have for knowledge. You don't go for sales. Of course, see, sales did come in later also. There were people who were so genuine, as I said. They called me up and they told me, Samina, are you still doing that book thing? The ones who were my friends. I said, yes. Why? Yes, because we have the money ready now. Can you please come and deliver those books and give us and take this money? And so, whatever I started with, it was like a benefit from them. And the ones who didn't understand, of course, they lost out. The ones who understood are my friends still today. And the ones who tried to insult me, I will say one thing to them: do not think of salespeople as, we are not some salesmen or women here. But as you said, and as he also used to tell us, that everything is sales right from the time the child is born. We all are selling. And I used to tell him, sir, if I'm a teacher, how am I a seller? Because that time I never understood the concept. He said, because you are selling your services. And, from that time I had that, and they made me more strong, more confident. And it really helped me to, get along with all those criticisms, those barbs, those people who laughed at me. And till today, they may be, but, destiny has given me such a good placing today that I'm sure that they are, thinking, oh, from where to where she has come.
Fantastic, inspiring story, Samina madam. I'm so happy to see another proud salesperson. And for me, you are more of like Lady Brian Tracy, amazingly done. Wonderful, Samina ma'am.
Thank you.
We have already overshot our time. We have another 2 minutes more. So I would like to give 1 minute to Soma Sajivan sir, because if Soma Sajivan sir is there, if we can't invite him over here, it's a great loss for us. So 1 minute for Soma sir, 1 minute for Gayatri, another 1 minute for Major sir. Please make it very succinct. Soma sir, please go ahead.
That's a big challenge here for me to talk in 1 minute.
Your time is running. 10 seconds are over.
Yeah. First of all, Pankhuri, I could not listen to your thing. I will be watching the recorded one. And what do you call this? Samina Barodawalaji, thanks for finally coming, making it without any excuse. She has anyway jumped in. That's good. Great. And Michael, this is it actually. We are not expecting, for most of the people worked in multinational company, and we all see, and you go to Google, you get all today 20 presentation on any topic today, many years kind of thing. We don't want that. We want to see, feel you, and that's what you did. You brought the feeling. And I did the author workshop training, train the trainer program. Your book fits exactly the latest, the model, the strategy, everything. 8 chapters, 194 pages, and chapter wise, you know the what it contains, and you can also train people. Plus, transferring your digital marketing skills to the people, and also a great speaker should give one key message to the audience. You have given not one, two, three key messages you have given, and the book is valuable and really good, and the presentation was good, lively from the beginning till end, and you stopped it before time. Nias will be very happy. So further, if I go, it will be a big problem for Nias. Will
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, it's the time for Gayatri to go on. Gayatri, please. Gayatri, you're on a mute.
So yes. So I joined Pankhuri halfway, but I picked up all that I could that she was speaking about. She told how we can achieve peace of mind only not just by actual meditation, by working on ourselves. And then she spoke about drawing, how drawing releases that extra additional burden on our brains. I picked up that key point, and I'm trying to make it as fast as possible. So I picked up many things where she says we can attain a peace of mind, by working on those small things, not taking assumptions. So I picked up whatever I could in that short time after joining late. And then this other speaker that I listened to, Michael, and he told me that you don't have to worry about your past. And he has had a very difficult past. I know what it means, because even I have had a difficult past. No matter what your future holds, he discovered his skill and he works on that skill with a desire and idea. He sought a mentor, and then he talks about, like, how he went through that entire flow. Okay. And then he talks about like how this Facebook is playing a very great role in connecting clients, and how he has found his way through that. And what else? And I'll try to recall what all I have tried to pick up. And yeah, he spoke about like we have to have this we have to leave back this legacy by making a place, and we have to live in the moment whatever we can, and we have to believe in ourselves. So yes, we have to believe in what we have, the skills, and we have to go with the flow, even if we feel we are nowhere standing right now. But if we take a step, we will reach somewhere. Yeah, so I'm picking up all this.
Wonderful, Gayatri. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite our own Major sir. If you want to know how to talk in nutshell, if you want to talk how to talk in a brief, you need to learn from this man. Major sir, please go ahead.
Nice prompting. Okay, less than 1 minute. Pankhuri, I thoroughly enjoyed your straight talk. One after another, rapid fire questions, I would say, where you were able to articulate all the points contained in that book. Very, very straight, fast, and in a robust manner. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Michael, you thoroughly baptized us, true to your name. You thoroughly baptized us by your strength of your idea, the power of human possibilities, and the joy of dreams, and the zest for teaching. And you also made a point that everybody is a salesman, duly amplified by Samina also. You've been able to sell your ideas, thoughts, and power-packed versions of yourself to us, and we thoroughly enjoyed this session. Just 15 more seconds to go. Pankhuri, I would be rather very happy to know that you have done a great injustice to the author, because you brought out the entire points of the book. If I were the author, I will sue you. I will file a suit against you. And Michael, I thoroughly enjoyed being with you, and I'm so happy that you've been able to come out as a very, very powerful speaker. Kudos to you, and love both of you. All the very best.
Wonderful. We cannot have a session without having a contribution from Soma sir and Major sir and Gayatri, because these people are not an active volunteers, but the contribution which they are putting over here, it's immense, because they are the pillars of e-Bookery. And we are so proud of to have Soma sir and Major sir such kind of an experience, and the people who are well-read, who are well-traveled, and who have a well-experience in many arenas of their corporate life or many faults. Anyhow, thank you so much, Major sir, Soma sir, and Gayatri madam for making it. Yes, it's time for us to close. Before that, I would like to take Pankhuri and Michael, your how has been your experience with e-Bookery? Pankhuri, I mean, we made every one of us jealous of you. We thought, seeing your face, you would come up with a book of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but you came up with something, very profound. Yes, Pankhuri, please go ahead.
So, and the last time I had attended, it was in January, and since then, it was like kind of going on how I'll be doing this. When I was told, like, I think a week or two before that I was going to present today, I was really, really nervous at what book I'm going to go with, how I'm going to do it. But overall, it has been a fantastic experience. And Michael, thank you for giving the thought that everyone is a salesman. That is something that I never thought before. Because honestly, even though I was working, but I always knew that we are indirectly salesman while even we are working because we are selling our services. But right from the aspect, even in like family, right from the birth of a child, that we are salesmen, that is something that I never thought. So thank you for giving that thought. And it has given me a lot of new insights, and it was a fantastic presentation. Overall, it has been a very good experience for me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pankhuri. I mean, we are so privileged and honored to have you over here. We would like to see you back again over here. Yes, Michael, please go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you. This was great to come on and share. I do appreciate the opportunity. So thank you to Anil and Nias. Thank you so much. Pankhuri, I learned a lot from your talk. You definitely reinforced some things that I actually I practice on a consistent basis, whether it's like the thoughts of like managing my thoughts of what I'm thinking, meditation. I meditate every day. So everything you're saying is so spot on. I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. This is great content. So thank you for coming on and sharing. I think one of the things that I really enjoyed was like being able to actually interact with other people. The other attendees who've been here today, getting to listen to their thoughts on both speakers, on what both speakers had to say, what they picked up, even sharing some cool stories, because I got to learn that about some people who were also salesmen, right, and some other people's experiences and stories. So that was great for me. My thing is as a business person, I know that I'm in business to earn money. Like it's a given. But my thing is like, hey, what about the people, man? What about the people? Like, what about the people who was in a situation where I needed a solution to solve this problem, but nobody was there until I went out and found the people, right? Or created the solution. So for me, one of the things that I really enjoyed about all of this is getting to listen to the people, getting to interact and connect with people from other parts of the world, other cultures. This is one of my favorite things, is getting to connect with you. So yeah. Thank you so much for this. This has been great. This has really been great.
Thank you, Michael. I don't want to say goodbye to you both, but unfortunately our time is up over here. Yes, it's a time for us to say goodbye. Everything is created twice in this world. One is in our mind, another one is in our reality. So Pankhuri and Michael, definitely you might have created this in your mental images before you have come over here. For we people, you guys are first time on an e-Bookery, but for your mind, you must have created at least 1 or 2 times this one idea. So guys, take this from here. Everything is created twice. One is in your mind and the one is in your reality, be it a Burj Khalifa, be it anything in this world. So have a proper plan and work on your plan. Guys, yes, it's 6:44 Dubai time. It's a time to say goodbye. I would like to see every one of you back here on next Saturday the same time, along with more people here. We are just 16 now, but at one point of time, we had a 30 plus people. This type of sessions where we have a presence of Michael and Pankhuri and the people like Shoma and Major and Gita Nikam and Gayatri, Samina. This is not a session we need to run with a 16 or a 30 or 35 people. This has to be a session at least with 100 people. Yes, we know the fact that the recording version would be many people would listen to it. However, we need a more live people. As Samina madam quoted over here, when you talk to the people with looking at their eyes, the speakers would get more and more energized, with enthusiasm. So that is what we need to create over here. This is something which we can give back to Michael and Pankhuri like a speakers. Bring more people to e-Bookery. This is a platform which runs absolutely at a free of cost, and the value that we are creating over here, it's immense. Please, this is a shared responsibility of everyone here. It is not just a responsibility of Anil Thomas or the volunteers of e-Bookery. This is a responsibility of everyone to take this one into the next level. Please have more people. Let them know that when some session is happening over here, assume the role of a leader here, not a follower. You are all leaders. Assume the role of a leader on every Saturday. Put it on your WhatsApp status that there is a program going on. Please, I welcome you personally. You be a salesman over there. Put it in your Facebook, and we have a Facebook. Tag yourself over there. Invite your people personally over here. More the people, better would be the fun. More the people, better would be the discussion. More the people, better would be the cognition and the muscles that we are flexing over here. So guys, yes, thanks a lot for this session. See you all next week. Till then, goodbye.
Thanks a lot. Share the chat notes to Michael as well as Pankhuri, so they can. There are many people, many comments. They can go through that to be helpful.
Yes, many excellent session. Thank you, Brain City and e-Bookery, and Anil can always take a break next door. So guys, please, we need more people over here. So share responsibility, as I said, once again, I reiterate that. Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much, Pankhuri. You have made this session an unforgettable among all the sessions that we had over here. Every time, Anil had that engineering of bringing the right sync of people. Today also we had the right two books, which we can relate in a many aspect, which we can correlate in many aspects each other. Thank you a lot once again from the bottom of our heart, Michael and Pankhuri, and the whole team who presented over here, Kita ma'am, Gayatri ma'am, Soma, and Sundita, Samina, Shwetha, Majasa, Prachamani staff, and Anil and Jain. Bye then, take care. See you all.
Bye everyone. See you.